What are the key principles of the Fianchetto system? Have you ever wondered how some chess players manage to control the board so effectively? One of the secrets lies in the Fianchetto system. Let's break down the key principles that make this opening strategy so popular. First, the Fianchetto system focuses on placing bishops on long diagonals. For white, this means moving the b-pawn or g-pawn to allow the bishop to sit on b2 or g2. For black, it is the same with the b-pawn or g-pawn moving to b7 or g7. This positioning allows the bishop to dominate the 1h8 or h1-8 diagonals, putting pressure on central squares like d5 or e4. Next, consider the pawn structure. It is important not to block the bishop's diagonal with central pawns. For instance, if you fianchetto the light-squared bishop on g2, advancing the d-pawn to d4 without proper support can hinder the bishop's effectiveness. Keeping pawns on b3 or g3 flexible allows the bishop to reposition when needed. The Fianchetto system also embraces hypermodern principles. Instead of occupying the center early, the fianchettoed bishop exerts pressure from a distance. This often works well with pawn breaks like c4 or f4 to challenge the opponent's central control. Another principle is the balance between offense and defense. A fianchettoed king's bishop can strengthen your castled position by covering important squares near the king. For example, a bishop on g2 protects h3 and f3, while a bishop on g7 guards h6 and f6. However, exchanging this bishop can weaken nearby squares, so it is wise to keep it unless you gain a significant advantage. Using pawn breaks is also essential. If your opponent blocks the diagonal with pawns, advancing pawns like f5 or b5 can reactivate your bishop and disrupt their setup. The Fianchetto system is versatile and appears in various openings like the King's Indian defense, Pirc defense, and English opening. It can adapt to different pawn structures, making it effective against both 1d4 and 1e4 openings. For example, in the English opening, white often fianchettos the g2 bishop to pressure black's queenside. Managing weaknesses is another key aspect. Exchanging a fianchettoed bishop can create weak squares of the same color. Players must carefully consider this trade-off. Keeping the bishop ensures diagonal control, while trading it might simplify the position if the opponent lacks counterplay. In practical terms, a fianchettoed bishop can target isolated pawns, reinforcing defensive squares. Additionally, pawns on h3 or g3, along with the bishop, create a strong defensive shield, making it harder for opponents to launch attacks. Lastly, long-term planning is vital. Combine the bishop's diagonal pressure with minor piece maneuvers, like placing knights on strong squares, to limit your opponent's options. By focusing on diagonal influence and adaptable structures, the Fianchetto system provides a balanced approach to both offense and defense, making it a popular choice among chess players.